Have you ever noticed that some days you feel exhausted before anything has even happened? You wake up, put on the same clothes you've worn 100 times, look in the mirror, and somehow feel less motivated before the day even starts. Most men blame stress, lack of sleep, or work pressure, but there is another factor almost nobody talks about. What if part of your low energy is being reinforced every morning by your wardrobe? That sounds ridiculous at first, yet psychologists have spent years studying how clothing influences confidence, mood, behavior, and even performance. The clothes you wear do not just communicate with other people, they communicate with your own brain. Most men fall into what could be called the uniform trap. They find one safe outfit, wear it repeatedly, and eventually stop thinking about how they present themselves. While consistency has benefits, it can also create a sense of emotional sameness where every day feels identical to the last. That is where dopamine dressing comes in. Dopamine dressing is the practice of wearing clothing that creates a positive emotional response and helps you feel more engaged with your environment. It is not about looking flashy or expensive, however, it's about intentionally choosing clothes that make you feel more alive. The surprising part is that color is only one piece of the puzzle. Many men assume dopamine dressing means wearing bright yellow jackets or neon sneakers. In reality, texture may be even more powerful because it affects both how clothing looks and how it feels. Think about the difference between a plain, thin hoodie and a heavyweight textured knit sweater. One feels forgettable and ordinary, while the other immediately creates visual depth and presence. Your brain notices that difference even when you're not consciously thinking about it. Men dealing with anxiety often describe feeling disconnected from the world around them. Their thoughts become trapped in endless loops of worry, stress, and overthinking. Textured clothing can help pull attention back toward physical reality because it gives the senses something interesting to engage with. The first texture every man should consider is corduroy. Corduroy has a rugged, masculine appearance while remaining comfortable and approachable. The raised ridges catch light differently throughout the day, creating movement and visual interest that flat fabrics simply cannot provide. A corduroy overshirt is one of the easiest upgrades a man can make. Throw it over a plain shirt and jeans, and suddenly the outfit feels intentional. You have not changed your personality, but you have changed the energy you project. The second texture worth exploring is suede. Suede has a unique ability to make almost anything look richer and more refined. Whether it appears in boots, loafers, sneakers, or jackets, it adds warmth and character without looking flashy. There is a reason suede jackets have remained popular for decades. They balance toughness and softness in a way that feels naturally masculine. When you wear one, you often stand a little straighter without even realizing it. Now here's where things get interesting. Most men focus entirely on how clothing looks, but dopamine dressing is also about how clothing feels. The physical sensation of quality fabric against your skin can influence your mood throughout the day. Heavy knitwear is another powerful tool for increasing visual and emotional comfort. Thick sweaters, waffle knit Henleys, and textured cardigans create depth while making you feel physically grounded. During colder months, that combination can be incredibly effective. Anxiety often creates a sense of instability. Everything feels uncertain and overwhelming. Clothing that feels substantial can provide a small but meaningful sense of security and structure. The next texture that deserves attention is wool. Wool coats, wool trousers, and wool overshirts create a sophisticated appearance while maintaining warmth and comfort. They add richness to an outfit without requiring complicated styling skills. Many men underestimate how much confidence comes from looking prepared. When your clothing feels intentional, you tend to approach conversations differently. You speak with more certainty because you already feel put together before the interaction begins. Denim offers another opportunity for dopamine dressing. Most men own denim, but not all denim creates the same effect. Raw denim, heavyweight denim, and textured washes can dramatically change how an outfit feels. The goal is not to wear expensive clothing. The goal is to wear clothing that creates interest and engagement. When your outfit feels more dynamic, your day often feels more dynamic too. One reason this works is because the brain responds strongly to novelty. Anxiety loves repetition because repetitive routines often create repetitive thought patterns. Introducing new textures gives your brain fresh information to process. That does not mean replacing your entire wardrobe tomorrow. In fact, doing that would probably create more stress than confidence. The better approach is introducing one interesting piece at a time. Imagine replacing your standard hoodie with a chunky knit sweater. Imagine swapping ordinary sneakers for suede boots. Imagine adding a textured overshirt to an outfit you already wear regularly. Those changes seem small, but small changes are often what break emotional autopilot. When something looks different, your brain pays attention. That attention can create a subtle sense of energy that carries into other areas of life. Another overlooked benefit of dopamine dressing is social interaction. People naturally comment on interesting textures because they stand out without being overwhelming. A simple compliment can create a positive moment that changes the direction of an entire day. Most men are not looking for attention. They simply want to feel comfortable, capable, and confident. Texture allows them to achieve that without stepping too far outside their comfort zone. Leather deserves a place in this conversation as well. A quality leather jacket develops character over time, making it uniquely personal. Every mark and crease becomes part of the story of the garment. There is something psychologically powerful about wearing clothing that evolves with you. It reminds you that growth is normal. Just like the jacket changes over time, so do you. Layering is another key principle of dopamine dressing. Combining different textures creates far more impact than relying on a single statement piece. A wool overshirt over a knit sweater with dark denim underneath creates depth that immediately feels more interesting. The beauty of layering is that it works with neutral colors. You do not need bright red or electric blue to create excitement. Texture alone can provide enough visual stimulation to transform an outfit. Many men dealing with low energy make the mistake of prioritizing convenience above everything else. They reach for the quickest option every morning. Unfortunately, quick decisions often produce forgettable results. Spending an extra 3 minutes choosing clothing can completely change how you feel. That small act sends a message to your brain that the day matters. It creates intention before the day has a chance to create chaos. One of the strongest psychological benefits of dopamine dressing is identity reinforcement. Every textured piece becomes part of a style language that feels uniquely yours. Over time, that creates a stronger sense of personal confidence. Confidence is not something you suddenly discover. It is built through repeated evidence. Every positive experience reinforces the belief that you are capable and worth investing in. When men hear style advice, they often assume someone is telling them to become fashion experts. That is not the goal here. The goal is simply to stop treating clothing like an afterthought. Think about the activities that improve mental health. Exercise improves mood because it changes your physical state. Good nutrition improves mood because it supports your body. Clothing works in a similar way. It influences how you feel physically, emotionally, and socially. While it will never replace healthy habits, it can absolutely support them. The most important thing to remember is authenticity. Do not wear something because an influencer says it is trending. Wear it because it genuinely makes you feel more energized, comfortable, and confident. Some men will connect with rugged textures like leather and denim. Others will prefer softer textures like wool and knitwear. The specific fabric matters less than the emotional response it creates. The real power of dopamine dressing is not found in the clothing itself. It is found in what the clothing encourages you to feel. More present, more engaged, more confident, and more willing to participate in life. And if anxiety or low energy have been making every day feel the same, that might be exactly what you need. Not a complete transformation, not a new personality, and not an expensive wardrobe. Just a few intentional choices that remind your brain that today is not yesterday and that you are capable of showing up differently.